Sups up, this variant's bringing you another week of the After Hours Gaming League Season number 5. Starcraft 2, Heart of the Swarm, week number 4, IBM versus Microsoft this week. Real quick look. If you're watching us through the VODs, this is game number 2. But this is going to be the first game that's going to be played today. Maestro versus 8-Bit on Vaani Research Station. So ATrain's going to be, you're going to be hearing ATrain casting this from a earlier recording today. So, without further ado, this is ATrain.
Welcome back, everyone, and we're now watching Week 4 of the After Hours Gaming League. We had a bye last week in lieu of the Super Bowl, but we are back, and 2 3-0 teams going to square off. We got IBM versus Microsoft today. Both are very good teams, have had lots of success in the After Hours Gaming League. Microsoft, if you might recall, has actually played IBM twice in the semifinals and actually beat them both years. They are the 2-time defending champions, back-to-back seasons. They also won in Season 1, so very strong team here. We're going to have representing Microsoft, it's going to be 8-Bit, the red Protoss player, and representing Team IBM will be Maestro, the blue Zerg player. And the map is going to be Vaani Research Station. This is an interesting map because you've got your main in the middle, and you've got 2 expansions that you can take. They're actually about the same distance away, so pylon blocks, engineering blocks, really aren't that great against Zerg, since they can just take this expansion. It is a little long map with 1 Zelnaga watchtower in the center. I actually don't know if this map has been played yet in the After Hours Gaming League, at least not for us. It might have been an ace map that we just never got to. We have actually not played an ace match yet. So getting a little fortunate in our matchups, but it's going to be tough today playing against Microsoft. They have a ton of great players in Diamond and former Master League players like 8-Bit itself. This is the team captain, and for Team IBM, we got Maestro. He is new to the IBM team this year, currently ranked in Platinum, but also a former Master League player. So good luck to both players. And we're actually playing these games a little out of order. This is what will be Game 2, but I'm going to go ahead and record it as Game 1. Basically, try to get the foot block here. It's not going to happen a little too late on the scent. But he can go ahead and take his Nexus at 15 if he would like, or 16, I guess. And we'll go for a macro style play. But yeah. Team IBM doing pretty well so far, 3-0. Both of these teams. But I think there's 5 teams that are currently 3-0. And in this Swiss format, you're going to be playing whoever is around you in the standings. So we do have the spawning pool for Maestro. And what I was going to say is we're actually playing. We're not going to play Game 1 until much later in the day. One of our players from Team IBM, BD's Nuts, is coming home from a business trip, so we're going to play that game much later in the day. So we're starting off with Game 2s through 4 right now. And we have the Forge followed by Gateway. So this is a Forge Fast Expand opener. Pretty good stuff. Looks like he's trying to get the block at the 3rd base, but he's going to go back in home and see the gas timings. Going to see that there's nothing there. And Maestro actually not leaving, not going for that 2nd base, or that early hatch. I think as long as he gets around the 5-minute mark, he should be fine for that 3rd. Getting a couple leans, getting both of his queens out. Let's bring up the reduction tab here. Looks like getting the early gas, so he's probably going to follow up with a quick Cybernetic score. Only 1 gateway. We got a cannon at the ramp, so he should be pretty safe for a while. No Zerg being run bys because there won't be any speed anytime soon. So 8-Bit's got to be feeling pretty good about the opener and gasless Zerg for a while. It'll be up to Maestro to decide when he wants to get his gas. Right now the worker count about slowly in Protoss's favor, able to chrono out those probes really helps getting those workers out quickly. But the macro of Zerg is really strong and powerful, and once these queens start injecting their armor, they'll be able to drone up pretty fast. So we have pretty standard play here. The third base, Overlord's moving across the map. We have a couple, looks like Maestro has scouted what his opponent is doing. We're going to have the Cybernetics core finished here, so we'll see if this is going to be like 2-base all-in kind of play, or is he going to go for a fast third? Right now, only getting the 2 gases would signify that he's not going to be super aggressive with the tech. Researching Warp Gate and getting no +1 upgrades yet. There is enough gas to start Robotech or Twilight Cancel, but right now just maxing up on the probes, getting the Mothership Core for added defense. It's always a good call. The Mothership Core very sturdy with that Photon Overcharge. You want to charge up that energy as soon as possible and bank those Photon Overcharges because they will come in handy against any early aggression. One lean going to get poked away here. And another Overlord actually kind of out in the open might get sniped down. Maestro kind of realizes this and is moving his Overlord to the left or to the right. And I'm not sure if he's going to be able to... Oh, did 8-Bit see this? I think he... Oh, the Overlord will get away. And he's going straight for the third. There's only a Queen here and a couple Zerglings. And actually, I think this should be enough. But once that Mothership Core, it's kind of late to the party. This Stalker actually might get chased down. Got to focus down that... If he focuses down the Queen, the Mothership Core will be super strong. So he's got to be careful with his Queen control here. And here comes the Mothership Core doing a little bit of pressure. And looks like we got a transition to the Roaches. We got +1 on the way. We got some sentries. So this is kind of standard opener for Protoss. Just trying to hassle the opponent a little bit. Force him to make some Zerglings. Looks like the Stalker going to chase away an Overlord and supply block Maestro here for a little bit. We do have some Roaches on the way, but Roaches unfortunately cannot shoot down that Mothership Core. And if he focuses down that Queen some more, but there is another Queen, so this should be shied away. Shouldn't be able to do too much more damage here. But there are some Zerglings, they are getting some speed, and it looks like just got to be careful with this Queen control. Getting a few Roaches as well. But I think there is no follow-up. There is a third on the way. Maestro's going to want to go ahead and scout this out. So we're going to have a long macro game ahead of us. And it looks like it will be a transition into layer tech. And right now, just droning up, or probing up, if you will. Getting the Stargate and the Twilight Cancel for nice flexibility. Going to be able to afford both. He's going to open up with some Phoenixes. And right now, just the Roaches, but you could do some damage and force some Spore Crawlers to be popped out. We're hitting the 9-minute mark right now, and Maestro still hasn't scouted this third, but he will see it pretty soon. And looking at the worker count, we're actually Protoss actually doing a good job with his macro, getting that third up safely. A few sentries on the way, and looks like Maestro's going to try and scout anything he's got here, but I'm going to lose a few Zerglings there. So Zerg might want to take a 4th base pretty soon. He is probably going to go do that right now and start getting the macro up. What will the transition in layer tech be? We have a infestation pit completed, and we have Hydralisk on the way as well. So do we have the robotics facility? Oh, we have a robotics facility, but not robotics bay for this mighty Colossus, which are going to be huge against Hydralisks. So right now, going to probably just use these Phoenixes to get some map control. I'll try and chase away Overlords that are strayed. Oh, did he miss that over? He did miss that over. Maybe he's just going to go scout with this one. And where are these being rallied to? I don't know. So, oh, we just have some Phoenixes trying to go past it. They keep flying past Overlords, though. But yeah, going to be able to get some free Overlord kills. It's going to be annoying because you're wasting supply if he gets shot down by these Overlords. So he's going to have to pull back a lot of these Overlords and not get nice vision. 3 Phoenixes on the map so far. And both players kind of just macroing back. We're going to be in for a fairly long macro game, I feel, here. Maestro moving out to try and take out these Phoenixes. He's only got a few Hydralisks, but this should be enough to take out the Phoenixes that are on the map. Hydralisks have such high DPS. 8-Bit's going to have to go ahead and chase these back. He's not paying attention to his Phoenixes and might actually lose a few. 8-Bit going for the 4th base. Lost 2 Phoenixes for free. Where is the transition into Colossus? We do have some Colossi on the way. Only one Robo right now, so kind of interesting. But just working up the macro, and now Zerg is starting to pull slightly ahead. It's mostly an army. We have 4 bases against 4 bases. This is a fairly early 4th to take, so he's not going to be saturated or mined out at his main for another 8 minutes. So having this early of a 4th is really just to get the gas, which will be huge. And it looks like 8-Bit going to go ahead and try and shoot away this Overlord, but the Toomey Hydra's on the way forward. Pylon's getting shot down. So this is going to be a very important battle area. With I think she actually favors Protoss. The nice ramps with force fields will be very good to have. And right now, just Roach Hydra for our Zerg player. The Protoss player just transitioning into Colossi tech with a couple mortals sprinkled in the mix. But yeah, he's going to want to just get the gas at this 4th base, just like the Zerg will probably want to get just the gas as well. So gas is going to be pretty key. And this might be a tough engagement for Maestro to take. Trying to engage this 4th base, trying to get a spread around the units, and might be caught in a bad position here. We have a couple, no force fields activated, and now the units are running back. Looks like Maestro is thinking about doing some pushing here. Right now, just Roach Hydra. What are the upgrades at? It's 1-0, and we have 1-1 for Protoss. So Protoss, once Protoss gets in this death ball, it's going to be tough to handle. A streaking Hydralist running to his demise is so low at Roach. He's got to be a little bit careful with his rallies. He's actually got a lot of units being streamed across the map, and might be able to force from the force fields, but not going to be able to force any force fields. Maestro needs to pull back these units that keep getting rallied over. And he's taken the fifth base. So I think as the macro continues, really it's going to be on the Zerg player to make sure he has enough bank and enough macro banked units, banked larva. So once Protoss gets in that death ball, we do have swarm hosts on the way, and those are going to start moving out, forcing 8-Bit to just go ahead and move around. He's going to have to transition into some air to deal with this, unless he's got enough colossi just to pummel these little broodlings. But right now, how many swarm hosts on the map? Looks like there will be 12 swarm hosts on the map. So swarm hosts very annoying to deal with in Heart of the Storm, because you get these free units that just move out. If you can get these a little bit closer to the Protoss base and start hitting this third, I think he'd be in good shape. Right now, these 4 Phoenix just using for scout, and we're now getting transitioned into Storm. So both players have played pretty passively here. These larvae are not going to reach it either. Right now, our Protoss player, 8-Bit, is almost maxed out. He's going to want to save some for his Templars. We have a bunch of swarm hosts moving out across the map. He's going to want to go ahead and get these protected. Where are the swarm hosts going towards? They're going towards the 4th base. We have a 5th base at gold, so he's really got to just protect these units. We have one swarm host at the 4th base that didn't get moved along, but just a swarm host going on the 4th base, and you can just keep sending these free units here. These zealots are not going to be able to pick up this one swarm host that's burrowed up, but he might actually get a few drone kills here. The engagement at the 4th base drops it actually, and Maestro using the cannon fodder of those swarm hosts to try and do as much tanking. We have 8-Bit moving across the map. What is a worker count right now? 63 for Zerg. So Zerg's army is actually getting bigger because he's lost some drones here, and that's actually helped him to create a larger army. The swarm host has moved back a little bit, and he's just continuing to build with his bank. The bank is so large for both of these players. 8-Bit going to go for the gold expansion. And looking at the resources lost, which might be more important here, Zerg has actually lost a little bit more. We have some more harassment going down at the Natural here. Looks like a Warp Prism has snuck inside, and I think, fortunately for Maestro, he was mostly mined out here, and he didn't have any tech buildings over there, so he should be okay. But he can't afford to lose too much, because I know he has a big bank, but eventually once that gets used, and we have so many Colossus on the way. Do we have any? No, it's just going to be Colossus against these Swarm hosts. So this would be a very interesting engagement. He's going to want to position his army a little bit better. Well, Maestro doesn't look like 8-Bit's going to push out here. So this could be one of those games. It's shaping out to be where this expansion here on the left could play very key. Zerg is not taking his gold base. Protoss is taking his gold base, but once he mines that out, and if he's not able to make good use of his money, he'll be at a little bit of a disadvantage just because Zerg hasn't taken his yet. We have more Zealots streaking across the map. Looks like they're hunting for this base. And Protoss just balling up, gaining his upgrades. He's already at 3-2. He's going to want to start trading in the small units for the more expensive units, whereas Maestro 2-1. And still being harassed by these Zealots. I think as this game goes on, though, I think Protoss's army is going to get pretty good, pretty buff here. Once we have a transition in, we do have a transition to high tech. We could see Broodlords. We could see Oshalisks. And there is a lot of money banked in. You just want to start getting that gas. The gas is so important. More Warpins going down at the natural. So really, with 8-Bit just trying to get his opponent to run around the map. Fortunately, I think these Storm hosts will delay any push. He's not pushing at the front, so he's just balling up and trying to do some harass here. Dropping this base again. Really needs to, Maestro could, if he could just snipe down this one Arc Prism, that's going to get away. So good harassment here from 8-Bit. And looking at the resources lost, he's actually spent a lot of he's formed a lot of Zealots with these. And we have the Swarm hosts a little bit out of position and going to get sniped in. So losing a lot of Swarm hosts here. That could end up being a costly move. And we have Zealots and a Dark Templar moving across the map. So losing those Swarm hosts, that was a big loss for Maestro. Looks like 8-Bit going to snipe the fourth base here as well. We have Mutalisks on the way. Templars should help with dealing with Mutalisks, and there are a lot of cannons here. There's 1, 2, 3. There's so many cannons. So the transition is now into Mutalisks. But I think we're going to need Corruptors and Broodlords to deal with this massive death ball. And how many Mutalisks do we have? We have 4 more in production, 14 on the field. But there's just so many cannons here. He might be able to snipe some workers, but he needs to hurry before these cannons finish that are really just protecting the front. So actually he might be able to work the side here. But there is a mass recall over here, and I wonder if Maestro cannot engage this right now. Looks like he's dealing with drops and everything. So this is the Photon Overcharge has been activated. The Mutalisks are flying across the map. What are the upgrades? No upgrades on these Mutalisks, however. Blink being activated as well, and cannons going down everywhere. So Protoss just balling up right here, and more cannons going home into base. So I don't think these Mutalisks are going to be able to do much. We do have Hydralisks moving across the field, Hydralisks and Roaches. Looking at the resources lost, is now in favor of the Protoss player. He's probably going to be able to get some of this, but there's going to be probably a mass recall again. Where are all the units? They are all the main base, and it looks like he's going to sack this one base, this gold base. 8-Bit will, and he's got his units a little bit out of position here. I guess he's okay with losing that base. A lot goes on with the Phoenix chasing away the Mutalisks. Here come the Hydralisks to try and deflect the Phoenixes. There's a lot of Phoenixes on the map. And now looking at the resources lost, still in favor of Protoss. The worker count is actually evened up, so the army will be even stronger for Protoss. And now this is a pretty this might be an important engagement if 8-Bit decides to move out here. I think he's played pretty well, and right now the bank is slightly in favor of Protoss, I think, just because he's got so much gas. He's got enough minerals too. Maestro needs to make sure he doesn't over engage here. This is a very tough position, but he's going to go ahead and try with the Ultralisk leading the way. The Phoenix is trying to fly around, and it looks like the Colossus will survive, and there is a lot of units being going down. 8-Bit's Colossus remains, 6 Colossus on the field, and now there's so many Phoenixes, so this will be very hard for Maestro to deal with. He is remaxing a ton of Ultralisks. Ultralisk probably will be able to help deal with the Colossus, but I think it might be too little too late. He's using up a lot of that gas, and right now the Colossus just going to work. The Phoenixes as well. And chasing away these Overlords. There's a lot of Overlords, so he's not getting supply blocked too much. But there are just Zealots everywhere. And I think that one engagement might end up costing the game for Maestro, who has played pretty well here. But right now the Remax is just not there. We have the Ultralisks. And how many Ultralisks? Only 5 Ultralisks. So I think this is going to get chewed up pretty quickly. And the Colossus moving back. The Link Stalker's taking all the damage, keeping the expensive units. And there is the good game. So 8-Bit takes it. We'll give Microsoft a 1-0 lead. I need to go to the bathroom. That was a long game.